Hi, this is Shadi. Today's presentation wouldn't have been possible without the help of Val Childs. Of course, if you don't know who that is, he is the son of Marvin Childs, a catch wrestling teacher as well. They are of the North American lineage. If you don't know, it is the same lineage as Ed the Strangler Lewis. A lot of you know him as Ad Santel. We all know about his amazing victories against a lot of judoka and jiu-jitsu practitioners way back in the day. So today we're going to be discussing a lot of submissions, comparing them with old jiu-jitsu before the sports aspect really dominating what we have today for grappling. And of course, before we do that, don't forget to check out my book, The Origins and History of Judo, a translation of a Meiji era manuscript available in French, English, and modern Japanese as well. So the first one we're going to be looking at is this hip wrench or knee wrench hip lock, and it is absolutely devastating. It looked like what you are setting up as a heel hook, but as you can see, the way he handles the heel and the ankle and then pulls up while pushing on the side of the knee, it is absolutely brutal. So this is not unheard of. Here you can see Mifune countering an Ashi Garami with the same knee lock. I would say here again as well, he goes behind his opponent while he is on the ground, and then watch what he does to the knee and the heel of the leg. It is the same exact effect minus the leg entanglement. And if you look closely here, he is pinning the knee and the foot and pushing downward, creating the same exact effect. It is absolutely brutal. Of course, this would not be allowed today. This next one here, this neck crank, as he is rotating, notice what he does with the arm, brings it closer, pins it with the thigh, and then extends. Very similar to hara gatame in judo. As you can see here, a standing submission is no longer allowed, but on the ground you can still apply it the same way. So this is the basic form of hara gatame, and on the ground you can get a little bit creative here. For example, as they are escaping, you can take and you can extend the abdomen and then get a lock on the elbow. Here it is very similar to what happened, but they were in a rotated form. Now this next one, this hip lock, it is I think it's called the bull ride. You can see the knees and the hips being completely locked, very similar to on the upper far right corner of this page. This is Kawaishi's book. You can see it's called Tate Shiho Hiza Hishiki, and it is the same exact principle, but with Val, he stood up and kind of did a more exaggerated form. This next one, this knee pin, it is absolutely brutal. So he pins the knee, pulls on the arm and the shoulder. So this also here, you can see it in old jiu-jitsu. This is from the Tiger Scroll of 1913. You can see the shin is being used to pin the neck and the head while applying a stranglehold with the lapel, and it is the same exact way to pin someone down and then proceed with the submission. This next one here is a counter to a single leg. You see it a lot in freestyle wrestling today as well. This is very close to Kani Basami, but you could somewhat get away with it. I have a modern judo example for you. So here it is. You can see there's a slight scissor effect on the legs that's happening. So let's take a look at Hayato Kondo applying this after his Uchimata had failed. So here you can see it is somewhat similar, but luckily nothing happened. So be careful with doing this. This is very dangerous. Here you are pinning the knee and then putting all that weight on it, it will absolutely snap. Now, this one is a hybrid of everything, a triangle, a neck crank. I have no equivalent for it in Jiu-Jitsu, except just to sit here and admire it. It is absolutely brutal. So you can see it's very similar to an entry of a Kanto choke, and you can see it finishes with a triangle on the head without the arm, and you can see the neck is in a very difficult position. Now, ude garami is something we all know, the double wrist lock. However, if you can see here, this little detail of flaring out the wrist to the outside, and which makes the shoulder in a far more crucial position, and it's gonna hurt even more even before lifting up the elbow or bringing it close to the ribs. And right there, you don't even need to proceed, just the rotation of it and lifting of the wrist a bit. It's very painful on its own. So ude garami, you can be finished with a lot of ways, and this is very reminiscent of Tony Cecchin's way of doing it. However, it's a bit different. So what he does is turn the palm towards him, almost like he's putting it on the ground, and then from there you can see the elbow and the shoulders are already in a very bad position. And here you can see Tony Cecchin is one of the, I would say, most known grapplers or catch wrestlers of the 20th century. However, I believe in American English it is pronounced differently, his last name, I'm not sure, but in Italian I'm sure it's Cecchin. So here you can see he's explaining that this type of entanglement, you don't need to progressively do it. So he's explaining the difference between hooking and submitting, and he just turns his hips away and it will rip on its own. He doesn't need to do anything with the arms. It is absolutely brutal, and of course that's not how we do in judo. Of course there's safety, there is all these things and the sports aspects, but as you can see, old jiu-jitsu and catch, there was a lot of work for, I don't know, self-defense, of course competition, and many things as well. But you can see that the full potential of these submissions is very, very potent and very, very dangerous. So, and finally, let's not go out without a throw. This Harai makikomi. So it is a defense for a double leg. Many people have countered morotegari in old judo with Harai goshi, and here you can see he lets go, so his elbow or shoulder doesn't land flat, and it ends up being makikomi in judo. So it's nice to see all these similarities blend in together. Of course, Harai makikomi is Teddy Riner's special, and he has defeated so many opponents with it, and it is a beautiful thing to watch a makikomi, how it's very picturesque, so to speak, and it's also nice to see it without the gi as well. So this is mainly it. I'll link Val's Instagram below. If you have anything to add, let me know. This was Shadi, and thank you for listening.